Singapore is one of the smallest states in the world. It is located on the southern tip of the Malay Peninsula, near the southern border of Malaysia. The country is known for its incredibly high population density, which is about 8,000 people per square kilometer. This high population density is attributed to the small land area of Singapore, combined with its significant population. This makes Singapore one of the most densely populated city-states in the world. The sights of Singapore attract fans of oriental flavor, culture, pristine nature of the tropics, and historical monuments that demonstrate the former might of the British colonies. In addition to the intricacies of ancient cultures, customs, and religions, there is much to see in Singapore among its modern attractions. The city offers huge skyscrapers, multi-level road junctions, the latest entertainment complexes, fountains with unique illumination, and modern parks, all of which provide an extraordinary contrast to the monuments of antiquity. Today we will discuss the most striking sights of Singapore and why this country is one of the most desirable places to visit for every tourist. You are on the Kero Show channel. Enjoy watching. If you are looking for something to see in Singapore to get the most outrageous experience, then a trip to Singapore should definitely include a visit to the famous Marina Bay Sands Hotel. In addition to the hotel rooms themselves, this place has everything to make your time enjoyable. A casino, conference halls, a sky bar with an incredible city panorama, a luxurious pool, and a huge shopping center. The hotel building has a unique design. 3 high-rise towers united by a single roof platform in the form of a large ship. Futuristic Gardens by the Bay is one of the main attractions and is an area covered with vegetation and occupies 101 hectares of land. In total, this includes 3 gardens, south, east, and central, dedicated to the vegetation of South America, Africa, and Asia. The park's attractions include 2 greenhouses, a grove of giant futuristic super trees, a restaurant and bar on top of one of these trees, a large entertainment area for children, a cactus greenhouse, and much more. It is probably impossible to imagine an overview of the city without the most visible landmark of Singapore, a Ferris wheel of unprecedented height. Until some time, the Singapore Flyer was the highest on the planet, at 165 meters in height. Anyone can take a ride on it in comfortable, air-conditioned cabins. A full turn of the wheel takes half an hour, during which time you can see the gorgeous views of the outskirts of Singapore from a bird's-eye view. Today, Marine Life Park is the world's largest oceanarium, located in Singapore on Sentosa Island. The volume of the aquarium is truly colossal, 45 million liters, housing approximately 100,000 sea creatures. The entire volume is divided into 49 areas intended for different groups of inhabitants. Panoramic viewing panels create the incredible illusion of being right on the seabed. In addition to the oceanarium, there is an amusement park with a variety of water attractions. The architects have designed a temperature-resistant 30-story building called Oysha Hotel Downtown, which is covered in tropical plants. To create this masterpiece, the architects used 20 species of plants and flowering vines. As a result, they managed to cover the aluminum frame of the hotel with beautiful plants. Oysha Hotel Downtown is located in the business district of Singapore, decorating the overall architecture of the area. Tourists and travelers can stay in one of the hotel rooms and explore the lush gardens of the city tower. Construction of the hotel took about 5 years and cost $95 million. A trip to Singapore cannot be complete without a trip to Sentosa Island. A small tropical island, the tourist infrastructure on which began to develop not so long ago, in the 1970s. In a few decades, Sentosa has made an amazing transformation from a creepy and gloomy place, which it was during the Second World War, to a fairy tale holiday island with a lot of attractions and interesting places. Water parks, numerous attractions and entertainment, as well as upscale hotels. All this is available to guests on Sentosa Island. The first thing that meets every tourist arriving in the country is Changi Airport, and this airport in Singapore will surprise everyone. We recently made a video on our channel about the airport, so we won't talk about it in detail. Every year, Changi passes through a colossal number of passengers, more than 50 million. The airport has a modern infrastructure and includes 4 large terminals. The main feature of the airport is a huge 40-meter waterfall that runs through a massive oculus in the center of the building, making it the highest indoor waterfall in the world. The power of the water flow is so strong that passengers, even from afar without seeing it, already hear noise when leaving the duty-free zone. Visitors note the well-coordinated and professional work of the staff, the highest level of service, a large number of shops and catering establishments, as well as spa complexes, cinemas, museums, and much more. Also, the airport has been recognized as the most beautiful airport in the world for several years in a row. On the embankment of the famous Marina Bay, there is a cultural landmark of Singapore, the Esplanade Theater, which is a theater and exhibition complex in the Art Nouveau style. This is a colossal architectural complex of about 60,000 square meters, which includes 2 halls, a concert hall for 1,600 seats, and a theater hall for 2,000 seats. Famous musical groups and symphony orchestras perform here, as well as classical dance and opera performances. Another living attraction of Singapore is the unusual night safari zoo, where all the animals leading a nocturnal lifestyle are collected. The zoo opens its doors to visitors at dusk and works throughout the night. Today, about 130 species of nocturnal inhabitants live on an area of 35 hectares, including endangered species. The park is located right in the rainforest, and the low lighting resembles moonlight. The territory is divided into 77 zones, corresponding to the climatic zones of different inhabitants. The Singapore Zoo is not a zoo in its classical sense. The animals here do not live in cages, but move freely throughout the park among abundant vegetation. There are no strict limitations on the living space of the inhabitants. You can walk slowly with some representatives of the fauna, feed others by hand, and especially dangerous predators are separated from visitors by artificial ditches with water or transparent plastic partitions. In total, about 300 species of animals live here: mammals, birds, and reptiles. Another popular attraction in Singapore is the Jurong Bird Park, one of the most beautiful and vibrant bird parks in Asia. On an area of 20 hectares among the tropical jungle and waterfalls, there are more than 5,000 birds. Most of them, the bright feathered inhabitants of the tropical paradise. The park is divided into several zones, each adapted for different groups of inhabitants, including penguins, parrots, nocturnal birds, waterfowl, birds of prey, and other categories of birds. The first major entertainment complex in Asia, created in the best traditions of Hollywood, is Universal Studios Singapore on Sentosa Island. It was created based on Universal's movie masterpieces and decorated in different styles, according to 7 thematic zones. In addition to a variety of attractions, you can visit cafes, souvenir stores, or watch one of the shows held there. A bright and modern landmark of Singapore, which cannot be ignored, is the Fountain of Wealth. The huge structure covers an area of about 1,700 square meters, symbolizing the wealth and prosperity of the city, and is divided into 2 sections, a large and a small fountain, recreating a breathtaking spectacle. In the evening, the beautiful spectacle is complemented by an amazing backlighting. It is believed that wealth and prosperity will accompany everyone who dips their hands into the bowl of the fountain and walks around it 3 times. We mentioned the Marina Bay Sands Hotel earlier, but now we will talk about the Skypark observation deck. 3 huge tall towers are connected by a single deck of the ship on the roof. It is on this deck where the world's largest swimming pool, recreation area, and observation deck in the bow of the ship are located. The deck offers fantastic panoramic views of Singapore's surroundings, such as the gardens by the bay, the Ferris wheel, futuristic trees, or the roof of the Esplanade Theater. Songs of the Sea is an incredibly beautiful laser show with music, fireworks, and water jets. The show tells the story of a young boy who falls in love with the sleeping beauty of the sea. But the story is not as important as the spectacle itself, which is a combination of unusual special effects. Various images are projected onto a screen of water jets. All this is accompanied by a real extravaganza of light and sound. Fireworks explode, and unusual laser illumination is turned on. Another institution with a global reputation is the Singapore Art Science Museum. It focuses on the interaction of science and art, as well as harmonious interaction. On a total area of 6,000 square meters, the museum houses 21 galleries with major exhibitions, the most famous of which were devoted to the sinking of the Titanic, the works of Salvador Dali, and films about Harry Potter. Write in the comments which of the sights of Singapore impressed you the most. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and watch our previous videos. You are on the Karo Show channel. See you later.